Kevin with Conroe Games here with an update video to how's life doing at the store. We have a biggie shipment in today with Sorcery Contested Realms Arthurian Legends. This is a mouthful. I think it does say Contested Realms and Arthurian Legends because it's an expansion to Contested Realms. Anyway, I know nothing about the game. We are going to check it out, and yeah, maybe we'll even do a box opening. I think one of my patrons wants me to just open a box. Maybe we'll just do it on this video and see how the cards look. And we'll talk about the overall kind of feel of the TCG world. So I talked about it on my Rogue Deck Builder Rogue Market channel, where we are, I wouldn't call it a bull market. I think we're back to normal, which is awesome, because I actually don't like the bull markets or the bear markets, because I think that it's just so unstable both ways. Typically in a bull market, I can't even get product. And so I miss out because my unique little, and I guess it's not really unique, any local game store has this ability just to order from distributors, is it just gets wiped out and then we can't even get anything, so we can't even sell into the bull. And then of course during a bear market, we make nothing. So I like normal, and this reminds me of back during around like 2017, where products just went up on a reasonable 5% per year, which is typically what Magic the Gathering used to do. And now I did a video on my Rogue Market channel. I highly suggest you go over there and subscribe to my Rogue Market channel. That is where the majority of my videos are going to end up, because I am really obsessed with the MG market now, and it's fun again. And when it's fun for me to produce videos, then I'll produce a lot of content. So if you're looking to keep up with kind of my takes on the market, then head over to the Rogue Market and subscribe to that channel, hit the bell icon, because I'm going to be doing a lot. And when I say a lot, I'm going to be doing a lot of videos over there. We'll try to keep these ones going when things are relevant. Sometimes things are boring here at the store. We got Commander Night later on. We'll see how many Commander players show up. It's been very hot. Oh yeah, we'll talk about Commander too, because I think it's an exciting time. I think everyone has the worst takes on Commander as well, because I've been watching some YouTubers like, oh, it's going to make the prices of all these cards go down, because now only people that play tier 1 are going to be, or tier 4 are going to want these cards, and then all the people that play this are only going to want these cards. So it's basically going to put cards into 4 different categories, and that means only 25% of the demand for each one of them. They are wrong. What's going to happen, and mark my words, you've heard it here first from the Rogue Deck Builder, from Kevin, people are going to build a Commander deck in every tier. We are going to see massive sales in the Commander format for casual cards all the way up to competitive cards, because now everyone is basically required, not really required, but everyone will want to. Everyone will want to experience playing in the various different tiers when they're going to come out with the Commander tier system. So it's very exciting for Commander. It's very exciting for like sealed product, as I mentioned, that has been going up. Let me finish my thought on the video I did on Rogue Market. Is we had our first set booster box. This guy here, we have the first one. We have Kamigawa. That is the first set booster in the history of standard set boosters. So I'm not talking, of course, about Lord of the Rings or Modern Horizons. The first one that is a standard release is now over $150. So set boosters were introduced clear back in 2020 with Zendikar Rising, and none of them have even come close to, well, they have. There have been a couple times that they've come close to hitting that 150 mark, but now Kamigawa was the first one to go over that. And so it's crazy. Magic is back. And as I stated on my video, it's really, isn't it so miraculous that when Wizards of the Coast doesn't release a Chase Lord of the Rings that gets everyone FOMOing, where we can actually have decent margins on the rest of the products? Like 2020 through 2023 was not bad sales for Wizards of the Coast. They were record profits. The problem was they were just overprinting into the bubble. And of course that bubble eventually had to be burst. And I think that Wizards of the Coast has actually navigated it quite well. They've kept a bit more strict. The release numbers for the latest sets have been perfect. We haven't seen any crashing except for Cardinal of Manor. And the rest of them have still been reasonable to get a distribution for a decent time. They've actually made it so that stores can actually make a profit margin on them. So it's just a win-win for everyone. I'm still frustrated with the whole atmosphere of TCG Player. I don't know why so many stores just like to make TCG Player rich when they make absolutely nothing off of selling on TCG Player. I get that it's a way to recoup losses. So especially like brick and mortar stores, if you overorder like a pre-release, you can just dump it on TCG Player, recoup your capital. But I really wish that these brick and mortars would have more business sensibility. I mean, their whole niche as a store is to be able to hold on to products and wait till they actually have a good sale at their brick and mortar. I get when you're in a cash flow like business, you need to move on to the next thing. But if you are a brick and mortar, you need to get out of that stage. You need to get out of the stage where you have to just completely juggle through products, and then you can actually sit on these. And now if you kept your stupid Kamigawa set boosters, rather than blow them out for 90 bucks, they were going for all the way from 77, I believe, at one point. Like they dipped incredibly low during that overprinting era, and people lost money on it. Well, just waited a few years, I mean, that's higher gains than 5%. I mean, you would have been able to, you know, make a decent profit on it now. But anyway, I don't know. I'm just frustrated with a lot of how this industry has turned into just a massive, like I said, juggle, where the only people that are really getting rich are TC Player and eBay. And the rest of, you know, the rest of us have to compete with that nonsense of people wanting to work for less than minimum wage, with like juggling boxes and product and all that nonsense. It's crazy. Like I mentioned before, we've been making better margins even online with selling things like Dragon Shields, because there isn't just oversaturated market of people, I wouldn't call it speculating, but over ordering into a lot of these FOMO products that came out in the last few years, and then having to dump them on TC Player. And like I said, these I can't stand the cash flow businesses. I can't stand what I call the soulless basement sellers that have, you know, no skin in the game with cultivating a community or you know, trying to really build up the game. They really just are, you know, flipping products that they could do with anything. They could do it with toilet paper, they could do it with candles, they could do whatever they want, and they've chosen Magic the Gathering to be their go-to way of making no money. So anyway, there's my rant over with that type of seller. So I know I rub people the wrong way when I start ranting about people's grinds, but you're not making anything. That's my whole point. So stop. Anyway, guess it's good for the consumer. It's good for the average player to get cheap cards on TC Player. But man, you've monopolized TC Player. There's now, you know, able to charge exorbitant fees. They've killed all the competition, and now they get to make the lion's share of everything. Anyway, where was I before I went on this rant? Oh, sorcery. Yes, we were talking about sorcery. So we got our sorcery in. I was allocated only 48 boxes here. They're all sold. I had to cut people like crazy. I know there's something to do. What is this, Warhammer? I have some Kill Team Warhammer in. I know a lot of people want cases. Unfortunately, I couldn't get cases for anybody. Is there like a guaranteed hit in a case? These are going to be, I mean, I'm not going to be able to get anyone a case, but I mean, it's still random. We're not like mapping boxes or anything before we send them. I am not keeping any for my store. We have absolutely no demand for sorcery here. No one plays it. I haven't, in a small area like this, I don't want to add another TCG to the mix. We barely get people playing Lorcana. We barely get people playing Star Wars Unlimited. We barely get people playing even Pokemon. So, you know, people play Commander and Magic. And until those are to the point where they are healthy and we have an overabundance of people that want to venture into other games, I don't see a point of really competing with myself, like competing with my own events. And that's what ends up happening in these small rural areas, is you just end up, you have to choose. You can't choose. You want a healthy one game, or do you want, like, you know, 4 people showing up for 7 different games? And so, yeah. So anyway, sorcery I think is just going to go to patrons from now on, but we'll do some box opening though for a few of them and whatnot. If you are local though, I will order stuff for you. I'm not trying to say I won't do that, but again, we just haven't needed demand. There hasn't been any real reason to carry sorcery here at our store. So anyway, where was I with this good old? Should we just set the camera down and see where we're at? See if I can get a good view on the product, and we'll look at some sorcery, and maybe we'll open up a box. I think Charles wanted a box open. Don't know where we'll open it up, maybe on my messy table. But as I was stating before, I am really liking the market, both for singles and sealed product for Magic the Gathering, and even Pokemon. Pokemon has been going up as well, which a lot of people have been saying that it's amazing, but the booster boxes are good. The other products are still not that great. So I have been analyzing some data, and maybe I should do a video for this for the Rogue Market channel. Typically I stick to Magic, but there is an outlier in Pokemon sets on both supply and the EV, and I think it's going to be the next Evolving Skies, and that's Chilling Reign. So Chilling Reign, if you actually look on TC Player, there's not a lot of supply left as far as loose packs are concerned, and it actually is I believe the second most expensive set in kind of the modern era of Pokemon, with a few chase cards that are really good. So I think that once people are kind of done with their Twilight Masquerade and their Evolving Skies chases, they're going to go to Chilling Reign because the EV is just there. So I'd look into all the products that contain Chilling Reign packs. I think those are going to be the next packs, and worth quite a bit. Anyway, no one cares about Pokemon, right? Or do people care? All right, so here we go. We have the sorcery. What else should we get in here of what I got in today? And then we'll get to shipping these guys off before everyone gets so upset their product. So Dustmourne has been selling quite well. I actually had to do a small reorder of Dustmourne because people have been wanting play boosters. And our Commander League has been going okay. hopefully we can get some more people into our Commander League. It's super fun. I'm onto my second deck that I built for our Commander League. And oh yeah, Flesh and Blood is still selling quite well. So this is a set that has sold very well, the Flesh and Blood Mistveil. So that game is back to, you know, finding a good medium. They've had really good tournaments, but they're still struggling with some of their older sets that were printed into the FOMOing that was caused by a certain YouTuber that I won't name names, that I think is the killer of games. How many games is that person now buried with the FOMOing, which is good for a few years until, you know, everyone realizes that you FOMO and you get all the speculators and the investor bros in there that have no business being in the game, that they will just crush the game eventually and move on when they realize that there's no profit to be made. And so that's kind of the storyline with Flesh and Blood with the early years. That we have even like first edition boxes now really low, I believe. Yeah, so what was the one I was looking at? It was like the first edition Monarch just hit its lowest that it's been ever. And you know, then the first edition, there wasn't even a second edition on, I believe, on the next set after Monarch. Which one was that? Everfest. So anyway, a lot of you probably don't even know about Flesh and Blood. It's died off here. I have like a few players that trickle in every now and again to play Flesh and Blood, but unfortunately it's kind of a really spiky game. It isn't really a casually friendly environment, and our area is just so casual. This is just very, very casual. We've had some competitive Magic players before. They kind of cannibalize their own group with being over competitive, and now we just have casual Commander players. So anyway, where were we? On here with Sorcery. So Sorcery had an amazing first set that was sold, both the unlimited version and the first edition version. Can you not do this, companies? Quit doing first edition and unlimited. All you are doing is devaluing your unlimited version. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And it only lasts for so long. Look like My Hero Academia with that nonsense now too. Oh, and only the first edition you get these cool cards. How about just do print runs? And when it's out, and you don't worry about reprinting it. You can just do reprints later on of specific cards that might need to get in the format, and that keeps your product kind of collectible, and it gives the market a little bit of a stability and some assurance that, you know, this won't just be printed in the ground. Of course, you have to just watch your groups and be like, okay, is there going to be enough supply out there for people? But still, I still think that underprinting is better than overprinting in all scenarios for the long-term health of the game, because consumers joke themselves when they say that they don't care about reprints or their product going down to zero, because they do. Everyone, even if you're a casual player, I mean, look at the Commander fallout of people just, you know, losing money that they would have never even sold their, you know, mana crypts and things like that. So anyway, we do have Sorcery here. So let's check and see what's in this guy. And like I said, maybe we'll do a box opening. I don't know. I don't know how interesting it would be for me to do a box opening of something that I know nothing about. So these are some per-T boxes, though. Got some nice little gold little packaging. So the rumor mill is that there is a second wave of this set coming soon. But what I've heard is this is a Belgium printing. I don't know if this is printed in China. Oh, it is made in China. So I don't know what they're talking about. So I don't know if the dock worker strike is actually going to affect this, because typically Chinese products come in through the LA ports, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I don't think that we will have a problem with the second wave getting here to the United States. A lot of things coming out of like Belgian printers, European printers, I think are going to definitely be held up because they're going to come through the East Coast ports are going to be shut down, or the Gulf ports are going to be shut down for quite some time. So anyway, it is kind of cool here. Let's see what else we have going on in the boxes. And again, let me know what you want to see based on these videos. I'll try to keep everyone as entertained as possible. Sometimes I think I get really repetitive on these videos unless I find something that is like cool to talk about. But maybe we'll... Okay, this is the biggest waste of packaging ever. So a massive box, huge box that contains one tiny box. Okay. What kind of irks me is this distributor does charge shipping. So could have shipped me this box by itself, and I wouldn't have minded for this Duskmourn pre-release kits that I've had to reorder, because we sold out of Duskmourn pre-release kits and actually have a lot of people that, geez, that box is massive for that tiny little thing. So this looks like this is going to be Sorcery again. Typically I have like an invoice that shows what it is. And next up we have, all right, what's going to be on this? We have, oh, we got some commander decks in for Duskmourn, which is very hard to come by nowadays. And that is that. I think that's basically it in this package. So nothing too crazy. And then we have Assuming Sorcery and this other big box of things. It seems pretty heavy in here. Hopefully my mic isn't chirping so bad with everybody. All right. Yeah, this is just gonna be more sorcery. So I think it is just gonna be the sorcery package. Didn't get anything cool in this other than this one. So anyway, some exciting things going on in the TC world. Appreciate everyone sticking around. Love it when we've had a lot of people actually come and visit our store that have seen our videos, which is really cool. So I really love it when someone comes in and says hello. Yeah, it really makes my day to meet people from around the world. If you haven't ever been to Richfield, Utah, I highly, highly suggest it. This place is really booming with the tourism now because people realize what a gem it is. It's very close to all the national parks. It's got really good rock climbing and mountain biking. And in fact, speaking of it, I am going to announce this later on, but we will be doing RogueCon. So I'm trying to figure out how many slots are available, how many people we can comfortably do this. But my idea for RogueCon is 2 or 3 days of events. So I want to do, hopefully if I can figure out mountain biking. Mountain biking might be hard because it might be hard to get 16 bikes for people, or how many people want to go out on a mountain biking excursion. And so I want to do 1 day of mountain biking and then board games. So mountain biking, board games, and pizza on 1 day. And then the next day, rock climbing, and then probably like a Magic the Gathering, either draft or pre-release, whatever is on that particular weekend that we do. And so it'll be 2 days of, you get your physical activity, because I'm super into that too. And maybe if I can get licensed for rock hounding, maybe we could do like a rock hounding day too. But I thought it'd be kind of cool to experience all of what, like, kind of what I'm into. So it's like a convention, like RogueCon, I've been around on YouTube forever. I know I do have some people that love to do the same things I like to do. So you get your physical aspect of adventure, you get to see the outdoors of what Richfield has to offer, and then you get to play some awesome games here at the store and just hang out. And like I said, I'll cook my pizza. I'm thinking about getting an ice cream maker and start learning ice cream because I'm kind of obsessive with ice cream too. You think I'd be so fat with my 2 favorite foods being ice cream and pizza, but I guess my metabolism is just so good. But anyway, where was I going with this? Is now I'd ramble. So be looking forward to that. If this is something that you think would be fun. So like, this is my idea, my ideal. Like, I love to host and meet people. That is my favorite. That's why I like YouTube. Is growing up in a rural area, there aren't a lot of like-minded people. So I've always grown up meeting people on the internet, and I've made some of my best friends, and actually met up with people, and still to this day, I still consider people that I've met throughout either Magic or just like-minded hobbies online to be my closest friends. And I still visit them, they visit me, we still talk all the time. And it's I don't know, I really like meeting like-minded people, hosting them, bringing them into my world, showing them what we have to offer here. And I think that's like my next kind of excursion. What I want to start doing is like hosting. So why I talk about biking and rock climbing is my brother has got all his permits. He right now guides in Zion National Park, like outside of it. He's not part of the national park, but there's a lot of areas like slot canyons and things outside the national park, and he actually guides. And he is now fully insured and has all his permits to do mountain biking and rock climbing here in Richfield. And one thing that the mountain biking is very well known, like it's world famous now. The trails are, you can actually just Google Richfield, Utah mountain biking trails and go everywhere. What isn't known, and my brother would probably kill me for saying this, is the rock climbing is world class too. So we do have a canyon here that is, I believe, basalt. So it's not quite granite, what people like, but it's basalt, and it's got multi-pitch climbs that are really, really good. And it's a very picturesque canyon with sheer walls up and down with a river running through it, and very pretty in the fall because the leaves and colors are changing. And I think that once the cat's out of the bag, when people know about what a gem it is, it's really going to take off. So in the future, like, I think that that's my next business venture, is to start expanding more into that, utilize my expertise as board games and hosting, and try to like figure out like a kind of a higher end again, what do I want to call it? Adventure service, catering service that mingles board games with, and card games with outdoors. And I actually think there's a lot of overlap between the two. And unfortunately, our area, I mean, besides the biking now, our area is really known for like the four-wheeling and hunting and that sort of outdoors, which has a completely different demographic that oftentimes does not overlap with like board games and card games and that sort of stuff. So anyway, I really rambled with this one. If you are interested in, you know, visiting the store, if that's something is like a package that you would find fun, be looking forward to that, because I'm going to try to come up with a business model. And if we could do like 2 or 3 of these a year, I think that'd be fun. Like very, very fun to just, you know, host like 16 people, and, you know, they get to experience like all the things that I love and enjoy, and I'll even cook you pizza. So anyway, speaking of which, I need to make some dough. I am craving some pizza, so guess I got a lot of work to do shipping the sorcery off and all their shenanigans I got going. If you are interested in like those finance videos, Rogue Market, come check that out. I'm reviving that channel. Not sure what I'm gonna do with Rogue Deck Builder. Seems like I've only been doing Market Monday on it. It's just really tough for me to get into playing Magic now, with Standard being just an absolute trash format, with you know, Prowess just being the boogeyman, where you have to run so much. Either in Standard, either you have to play Prowess, play 16 removal spells to have anything to do with Prowess, or hopefully try to get lucky with playing something like Control or Domain, and then feeding on all the decks that are trying to beat Prowess. So it really is the quintessential rock, paper, scissors format, and it just has all these damned if you do scenarios, and it's just not fun, in my opinion. So anyway, I have really, really rambled. Chloe's upset that she is not getting attention down there in the mess of boxes. You're gonna make a bed out of packing material, Miss Chloe. And we got buttons here. Yeah, don't judge my store. It is a disaster right now. I'm spread too thin. So we got buttons down there, and Bruce is hanging out somewhere else. But anyway, hope you all enjoyed this video. As always, leave a like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to do to help the good old YouTube algorithm make a sacrifice to the algorithm gods. Thanks for watching.